Don't be nervous.
No, I won't be nervous. Are we ready? My name is Mary Jo McHugh, and this is Mary Mahan. We're both senior nurse case managers here at the hospital. Mary Mahan is the manager for all of the case managers. There's nurses and social workers both that work in the Kellogg building. And the Kellogg building is where we have all of our specialized medical units, such as the intensive care unit, critical care unit, cardiac care, neurology, and oncology. That includes both blood, the leukemias, and then also we have the solid tumor unit. So she's responsible for those units.
他就是在 Kellogg Building。Kellogg Building 是一个特别的，很多重病的。刚才他提的，你们听到了吗？要不要我再他叫他？
商务病房了。
也一边的吧。
And I'm the manager or the supervisor for the atrium units and also our surgical intensive care unit. So basically, for the surgical intensive care unit, you have people who are post-operative for transplants, people that have had really big major surgeries that their monitoring could not be handled at a lower level of care. But then they usually leave from the surgical intensive care unit and go to either the floor or they may need to go to a long-term facility.
他就在不同的 building 在 atrium 那边的 surgical 就是开刀之后的了，有些器官移植的他都要照顾了。他就很多时候开刀之后的病人就去普通的病房。
Also, too, the rest of the units in the atrium that I manage are like the general medicine units, where she has the specialized units. My patients are basically most of the doctors are internal medicine doctors, and these patients have chronic health problems such as diabetes, renal failure, hypertension, things of that nature. So they may not have like one special problem. They have a combination of both.
他主要跟那个内科医生帮忙他的病人的了。他这个病人不单只一个病，很多时候都好几种病一块儿。
But the facility itself, we're an academic center. We're a non-for-profit academic center. Our average census is about 550 patients per day. The ALOS stands for our average length of stay is 5.5 days for the whole institution. So you may have some outliers that are beyond that or sooner than that, but our average length of stay is 5.5 days. Our case management department and our boss, we report up through the chief medical officer.
这个医院也是不牟利的机构了，每天大概有550个病房，他们的平均病人留在医院大概5.5天，当然有一些长一点，有一些短一点的。他们的老板呢就是医生。
Sure. There's a definition of case management which comes from the American Case Management Association definition. And if you're interested in the American Case Management Association, more information about that, that's www.acmaweb.com. Or no, .org, I'm sorry. acmaweb.org. It's the American Case Management Association if you Google it or Yahoo it.
你就可以看 acmaweb.org， 你就可以在一个网站看他们的工作的定义是怎样。
The American Case Management Association website is a very good website with a lot of information about how hospital case management works in the United States. So
那个网站很好的解释给你听，美国的 case management 是怎么做的。一个很容易的，最好的。
Like you were saying earlier, your boss sent you here. He has good vision. Well, this is kind of the same thing. We try to see, like, what's going on now here, and how are we going to apply what's going on now to the future. What do we see the future of medicine being? Because we try to, help the hospital with the bottom line, but also trying to still maintain quality patient care and, patient satisfaction too. Try to have big.
他们的工作是帮助医院，bottom line 也就是赚钱啊。同样时候呢，也是照顾那个病人最好的，照顾到最好。
Our model is that there's different models within different institutions. Our model is basically where the nurse and the social work case management manager both wear kind of like similar hats, I guess, for lack of a better word. They both, we have them doing the same function, even though they come from a different discipline. Does that make sense? We have nurses and social workers that are cross-trained to be case managers.
他们是有 case manager 啊，有social worker 的 training 教导，本身也是护士，所以两样方面的知识都要知道的。
What they do is they provide the case management of the case. They apply criteria. They review the case to make sure it meets criteria and meets continued criteria. We do the discharge planning and social work process as well. And we also help with process improvement. Any problems that we see that come up that are barriers to care, we basically try to let the institution know by saying this happens a lot and it hinders patients' care. So we bring those reports then to the appropriate department or chairman to let them know that if it's in their sphere of influence, that what the problem is.
他们有什么问题呢？过程中有什么问题呢？他们就要拿出来给那个部门的老板知道，然后他们就知道有问题的话，他们就应该去改进。
Right now we have people in this building that what their job is that they communicate with the insurance companies. We have 3 or 4 people that is their job. All day they're either on the phone or they send faxes to the insurance companies to give them clinical information to then attempt to get certification for the patient's care.
这边就是整个大厦有3到4个人，每个时候他的工作是打电话还是 fax 给一些保险公司给他们这个病人的资料，他们主要是拿钱能够能够合格的去拿钱。
The average caseload for our case managers is about 20 patients.
这个知道啊，他 一个 case manager 有20个病人。很多哦。在上面 case manager 20病人。
We also have a case management liaison who assists with some of the clerical tasks of the function of the job, such as faxing, maybe making phone calls, arranging transportation.
他们有帮忙的，他们有下面有下属去帮他们忙的，做一些文件方面的工作，其他简单的工作。
And then Mary and myself, our senior case managers, half of our time is clinical, where we're actually working cases, and the other half is administrative.
他们2个就是2个 senior 了，他一半的时间就是在门诊方面，临床方面，也是一半呢就行政方面。What do you mean by administration？ 就是 hiring。
Pardon me?
What do you mean by administrative?
Administrative, yes, we would be the people who would do any kind of like interviewing, hiring. Everyone, right now we're in our review cycle, whereas everyone gets their annual review.
他们就是管他们下面那20个啦，他们看看薪水有没有加薪啊，这些都是他们做的。
In the job description, sorry, you'll have these.
他们一会儿给你那个。
So you'll have it in quite a bit of detail.
Yeah.
This is also the case manager.
No, I think that should just be 5, not 20, not 35. There's not that many people in that. I think that's a typographical error. There should be 5.
Oh, okay.
3 to 5.
Oh.
I think there should be like a line in the middle, like 3 to 5, not like 35.
What does that mean, concurrent certification? The case manager have certified case manager?
No, those are people, like I said, those are people that are in this building that what they do all day is they get information from our information system and they submit that information to the insurance company to get insurance approval.
就是这个3到5个人刚才讲的，就是打电话啊、fax 啊，去给资料那个保险公司他们
Some models have it where the case manager themselves calls the insurance company to get certification, but that really kind of takes away of the case manager's ability to talk with the patients, talk with the family, talk with the physicians about plans. So that whole process is taken away from the case manager and given to someone who does not have the clinical responsibilities of the case manager.
他们的意思就是，因为他们也是护士嘛，他们想多一点时间跟病人啊、家人有交通，这些其他的文字工作跟保险公司的事情啊，就请一个没有护士背景的人来做。他们在打电话跟他讲那个病人的情形，就可以用其他人护士来做。
Then we do have a medical director, which is also a physician advisor, that works for our department and is salaried by our department to provide physician services for case managers who need a physician to talk to the physician for the patient to move the case along. Sometimes the case manager and the physician aren't able to communicate that well, and the physician advisor would step in then and help out with that.
越是那个我搞不清了，越是他 case manager 跟医生都讲不通。I'm sorry, I'm not follow. If the physician and the case manager.
The case manager tries to work with the physician on moving the patient's care along.
他们2个跟医生想病人出院 ，OK?
But if they disagree.
就是病人的 patient disagree.
No, well,
doctor OK 的，越是医生说不可以出去。
Then our medical director would help us out with that.
我想是那个医生的老板呢 medical director 在上面呢，就会帮他们3个人一块谈怎么样，请病人出院。
We have 2 of those doctors that work with our department, and they kind of act as advocates for the case managers with the physician sometimes when you get to the point of you can't agree on a plan. The physician may not want you to talk to the family about plans at that point in time, so that's when you get to the point where you have to get your physician advisor that works with us and for us to talk to the physician, the clinical doctor taking care of the patient, to say, I need help. We're not moving along. I think we need a conference. We need to talk. We need to do something like that.
就是有2个怎样的医生在他们的部门里面去，就是他们有发生问题，跟那个医生跟病人出院发生问题的话，有一个医生在那边就可以帮他们交通。有没有问他医生自己做那个 ？OK， 他们要病人出院，但是主治医生那个病人的医生说不可以，但是他们想他出院，要出现问题了嘛，对不对？然后他们有 advisor， 是另外一个医生，是他部门的医生，就跟他们讲了，看看谁对了。医生说出院对啊，还是他们对啊？妥协。你有没有问那个医生？
另外一个部门是什么？是医师啊，就是来跟他们沟通协调的是医师啊。他没有说是哪个部门的医师。
Is the advisor just in your department or advisor physician work for your department only?
He's salaried. We pay her salary.
Right.
Oh, okay.
She also has other clinical responsibilities within the hospital, but she does, one of her functions is to work in our department. She works for our department as a physician advisor for us. But she does have other responsibilities within the hospital. Actually, she, both of the physician advisors work for a group of doctors that they're like they're the biggest physician group within the institution. Okay, so they both work within that physician group. So they also have clinical duties as well as administrative duties as well. You know what I mean?
那个 advisor 啊，他本身也是医生，他也有医生的责任的，但是部分时间是帮他们忙，越是有困难的时候，就帮他们忙。
Our case management job components, and we have a job description of the case manager.
Yes.
But basically, you know, they need to make sure that they can manage their caseload. If things get too busy, they need to let one of their bosses or their managers know. Case management of the case, making sure that the patient meets criteria, facilitating any kind of discharge planning, and then talking with the patient and the family about discharge planning and social services. We use information technology. We have like 3 different operating systems that we use within the case management department to facilitate information. Also, like I said before, we have that payer communication and financial management, which is done. The case managers on the floor put the information in from the chart, but then that information is accessed by the concurrent certification people in order to get financial clearance or approval. And then we also have team and department support, like all the people in this building are the people who support all the case managers across the street to do their job, doing a lot of clerical functions and things like that.
他们 management 可以说就是他们下面的人就是太忙的话，就告诉他们，然之后他们的工作 case management 工作呢就是 discharge 这看病人什么时候要出院呢？他们负责这样工作。这病人需要什么？出院的时候需要什么样的 social service 就是需要其他出去之后有什么需要帮忙啊？回家可不可以啊？家人的教育啊？他们有3个system operating system， 他们就是 what was the operating system for? I'm sorry. Information technology.
We have 3 different you know, 3 different operating systems that we use within case management. Okay, for us to manage our work.
它有3个，我也不知道了。它有3个原体去帮助他们去工作。
Information.
Yes. See, like this, I'll show you.
它有3种方式可以从资讯里面看到。
This is what we call a task list. It's the case manager's task list, and what it is, it's populated with all of the patients that case manager is responsible for that day. And basically we have, like in the atrium, I have 30, each unit is 37 beds. So we split the floor in half, and one of the case managers gets one half of the unit, the other half gets the other half of the unit. But it's driven down into a piece of a document that looks like this.
它是这样子一个表，他们的分工合作了，都是病人的表。一个部门组就一个表出来，他们每天拿到就是 case manager， 你做多少我做多少这样。那个的 system， 他们的组织，他们的资料从那边有3个。
There's a system called Maxis that's it's a software program that is developed by a company called Landicor that's out of Chico, California, and they basically have a operating system that is almost specific to case management, tracking case management and quality in the hospital. So that's one of the operating systems that we use.
其中一个在加州发展，在加州做的，你要不要问他为什么有3个？
Basically, a day in the life of a case manager, you know, they pull up their task list and they pull up different reports to kind of give them direction as to how their day needs to flow.
看到有多少人的时候，他们就知道一天有做多少工，每天都有一个印出来的，他们就分配工作，所以他们知道他一天做什么工作。
And see, some of that gives like demographic information. It tells you what the patient's insurance is. It gives
告
you
诉
their
他们
name,
的名字啊，
what
他的
room
保
number
险
they're in.
啊，在哪一个房间啊？
Let's see. So they, you know, they get their task list. They start their day. They triage and prioritize based upon who's going home today, who do I need to finish, and who came in within the last day or two that I now need to see because they're going to need discharge planning.
要看看他应该是先做哪一个了，有谁是新进来，可能他要去看了，有谁要回家了，有谁在多天了。
We, you know, people then also do their assessment. You know, after planning their day, they kind of do assess what patients need to, they need to, you know, speak with today.
评估之后，他们就看看哪一个病人他要跟他讲话。
They review the charts, and then Epic is another operating system we have. Interview patients, and then also speak with the healthcare team in regards to the plans. Once we've done that interviewing and discussion, we document our assessment and our plan, and we also give that plan to the insurance companies so that they know kind of like when the end is going to be coming and when we're anticipating discharge, or what clinical criteria needs to be met for the patient to be discharged.
它最后一个 system 就是你们听过的 Epic system 啊，它也用那个来做计划，那个病人怎么样，然后他写了计划的时候，又要给保险公司，所以保险公司有一个概念，那病人会在这边住多久，他付多少钱这样子。
And as your day progresses, you're chronically going to be reassessing and triaging your workload as things change, because patients obviously are here, their status changes, so then their discharge plan has to change to be appropriate for when they're discharged.
这个虽然这个表，但是一天下来很多改变的，这个病人他可能有改变，走的时候也有改变。
We review the plan and the goals and the estimated length of stay with the patients, physicians, and the healthcare team, so that everyone is pretty much on board with when the patient's going to go home. You know what I mean? So there's no surprises.
所以他们都会跟医生啊，所有的人啊，先讲他这个病人什么时候回家，所以每个人都有个概念，那个病人大概什么时候回家，没有惊奇的。
We also then coordinate the plan for post-discharge services, and we provide the referral to whoever's going to be providing those services in the home. We have 3 pretty much distinct level of cares that patients go to upon discharge from the hospital. They either go home with a home health nurse and physical therapist. They may go to a skilled nursing facility or possibly rehab. Those, I'd say, were the 3 top most used.
It could also be hospice, if that would be another.
他病人出院呢，有几个地方他们可以去。当然了，回家呢，可能要有护士到他家帮忙，然后可能要去看物理治疗师呢，也会去那个 structural nursing facility， 就是有护士在那边一个地方，护士家有护士在那边帮他们忙的。或者 we have 你们知道吗？然后也有机会去那个 hospice。
We implement the plan, get the plan in place, work with the attending physicians, the healthcare team, the external agencies, and within our system to avoid roadblocks and implement plans. And we always try to make sure we communicate the goals and assess if the goals are met.
又讲了，他跟那个医生一块去决定，然后 healthcare team 就是那些员工啊external agency 可能就是那些保险公司了，就是他们做的不会有所外的，他们整个情绪都能够很容易没有困难的去做目标，然后呢跟那些人都讲这个目标是怎么样，看他们做的所做的是不是达到他们的目标。
We just talked about Eastern a little bit. The Maxis system is the system that we use for our case management documentation.
Next is MAXIS.
MAXYS.
I think it's MAXXYS, isn't it? MAXXYS? Maxis, yes,
SYS.
sorry.
他们是用这个软体做他们的 case management。
That's the case management system. Epic
MAX
is the electronic medical record. EPIC.
档案。
最主要是 MAXY 的
Electronic medical epic.
最主要是那个嘛。
他们 case management 是用这个。
No, I'm sorry,
可以看到。
sorry.
哦，不知道。
It'll be in the hand.
So we have a case management system. Then we
Can
have the
they take a look at this system?
Sure.
Okay. 可以。
And then Epic is the electronic medical record.
Epic.
We've almost completely gone to the electronic medical record, but as we go to the units, you'll see that some of our records are still on paper. Over the next year, we'll be converting all of that into our electronic medical record. And then the third system we use is for referrals, and that's the ECIN, it's the Extended Care Network, ECIN. And once the plan is in place and the referrals need to be made, that is also done electronically through ECIN.
它有3个电脑了，你电脑软体了，你看听到了。Nexon 就是他们用的Epic， 那就是那个资料的档案呢，最主要是病人资料。ECIN 呢就是出院之后，他们叫病人去什么地方，就是用这个软件ECIN。
That's like our referral engine, because a lot of times we get patients here from, they're not immediate to the area.
推荐他们去哪里？
Sometimes our patients are not immediate to our immediate area. So we use we sometimes use like this referral engine, it's called ECIN. If we need to find a facility for a patient, we will load that patient's information into this system and send it out to facilities that are farther away to say, this is the kind of patient we have, could you accommodate this patient's clinical needs? So we load all that information in, and then they can communicate back with us, either call us, or they can communicate back electronically with the system.
他们这个ECIN呢，用法呢，就是将病人的档案啊、履历放上去，然后对方就可以看到了。他们可能打电话给他们，或者 email 给他们说有没有问。So this is far. I mean, usually the facility is far from here.
Not always, but some of our patients do not live here. We get patients in from hospitals all around. You know what I mean? So like hospitals that may be like 40 or 50 miles away. Sometimes when their patients get too sick and they can't take care of them and they're a smaller hospital, they send them here. So then when we have to discharge them, sometimes the families want the patients close to home. So then we have to discharge them closer to home. So we use that for all of our referrals, but it's helpful when you have patients who don't live right here. They live geographically further away.
所以这个软体呢，可能要很多资料的，很多那些资料在里面，一分都很远，他们就有在里面。所以有些病人越是住得很远的话，他们这边也可以找到他家附近。他不回家的话，在那边有什么地方可以帮忙？
One of the next things in the packet, it shows it says it's tools to do the job or tools to support the process.
这个用具怎么样进行？
And this is an example of a tool that our case managers use to kind of help triage their work throughout the day.
So what system?
These are out of Maxis.
These are out of Maxis.
These are all case management
这个
reports.
的 Maxis 的软体的，他们就用这个。
That way, it's a quick glance for the case manager to know who the patients are, who the insurance company is, what their diagnosis is, how long they've been here. So it's a lot of information at a quick glance.
他们没看就看到很多资料在里面啊，这个名字啊，他在这里多久啊，他什么病啊，你看得到吗？他的保险公司是哪一个啊？
And this here is just a different way of breaking down this kind of information. So we have a system that you can custom build reports for what you want them to, for what you want them to say, or what you want them to reveal to you.
这两个都一样，资料是一样的，但是看法印出来不。It is custom. You can customize it.
We did ask for this information, so it was basically built to give us what we wanted.
哦，那个都是他是不要。
If we want to change it, we could.
他想要怎样看资料，一马上看到是他们切记，就是他们想改也可以。
The next sheet is the managers, like what Mary and I use when we're looking to see, our different units, how many patients are on the units, how many patients have discharge plans, what's like the average length of stay. So the individual CRC or the individual case manager has a report for their work. But then we also have a report from the same system, Maxis, that shows us, like, on the different units, how many patients are there, how many patients are Medicare patients, how many patients are insurance patients, what's the average length of stay, and the activity on that unit.
这个是他们看的了，刚才那个是一个病人的资料，这个是一个部门的资料，他们认为是在那些上面嘛，他们只是看的总资料，那个部门有多少个病人，他们的保险有多少个保险是政府的、私人的，他们只是看那个总数，他们不看一个的，这是他们看的。
保险是哪一档？保险。
One unit all the patients is the case manager.
Number of government payers.
All the patients. Case manager.
你要不要问他的 OMM 是什么
The case manager will look at all of the patients on the unit and then decide, they have to prioritize, decide which patients they're going to get involved with.
Yeah.
So this paper is all the patients.
All the patients, right. Like for this person, Karen, these are all of her patients today.
But this report gives them a little more detail about who the patients are. They'll talk to the physicians and the nurses, and then they'll find out what's wrong with the patients, what the plan is, and then they'll decide which patients they need to get in and talk to, and which patients they need to get in and facilitate some progress.
So if you respond to certain patients, every patient you will know about their.
You'll know what's wrong with them, what the plan is. You might not meet them all.
But you will focus on the patient needs more complicated.
Right.
对，他3个人都不同的责任的。Maxis 就是他们用的，就是这个，他们就是看看有多少病人呐，在什么保险啊。Epic 就是档案，每个病人的档案，医生谁来弄？然后 S 那就是 referral， 就是他们也出院了，转介了，他就放资料进去，那个他就会出来。
这个框有些相差。
I don't know 这个 detail. Could you go through the detail because those words.
Sure.
Okay.
If you as a hospital decide that there are certain things that you want your staff to do, you can make a column such as we did, and when that's done, you can check it off. And it gives the case manager a little help to remember which patients she saw, which patients she wrote a note on, and that can be customized to whatever you want it to be.
这些项呢，都是他们想看到的。For instance, utility issue， 就是 utility
Utilization, yeah, right.
用具有什么需要，他就是勾的话，他已经达到那个需要了。she knows doctor
Discharge note.
Discharge note.
他们就是给他们的 remind， 就是给他们知道他应该做什么。Discharge note 是出院，他写好了，他写好了，这就打开了。上面又没有写好，他没有做到，就是给他们 提醒他们做了什么。
打叉叉是表示已经做了。
When you have a cross, mean you.
It means it's been done. Yeah, it's been done. Yeah. If it's blank, that means you need to do it.
就是没有叉叉的需要，还需要做他们。
那个那下一个是什么意思？下一个
UM
That means when a patient comes in, we do an assessment. We used to be called utilization management, so that's why it says UM. Now we're case management, so it will be named CM. But you do an assessment of a patient when they come in, usually within 3 days. If you haven't been asked to see the patient sooner, our policy states we need to see a patient within 3 days of admission. So we go in there and we do an assessment. Basically, the assessment is, how were you doing prior to coming into the hospital? Where did you live? Did you live in a house? Did you live in an apartment? Do you have a lot of stairs to get into your house? Do you live by yourself? Do you live with someone else? What kind of support do you have at home? Were you working before coming into the hospital? You know, we ask a lot of questions that are going to potentially impact them once they're discharged from the hospital. So we try to do an assessment so that will help us kind of plan for the patient's discharge.
这个就是评估了。一个病人进来，他们3天之内一定要去见那个病人的。他们通常问他的问题就是：你住在一个屋子里面吗？有没有楼梯啊？走多少个楼梯啊？你自己住吗？你家里人没有帮你啊？你没有进来之前你有没有工作啊？因为自然没有病人的情况，他才可以计划他出院之后怎么样。就是有楼梯的话，他跌倒的话跑不到楼梯，他就需要其他的东西去帮忙了。
Some of this report is geared to make sure that we are maintaining some of our regulatory requirements, like Medicare makes us, or not makes us, but Medicare states that, you know, after a patient's been in the hospital so many days, they should have an assessment. Patients who are Medicare recipients need to be told or need to be informed that if the patient disagrees with the doctor's decision to discharge, they can appeal that decision to Medicare.
他举例了，他这边他有的item， 他有些东西在里面呢，就是要达到 Medicare 就是政府的补助的保险，他们需要有一定他们做到才可以的。譬如说呢，就是病人。医生要他出院，病人不愿意，他们可以去要求 appeal， 去要求我再留下来的，就是又回到钱方面了。你们那边可能因为他们要达到那个标准 ，Medicare 的要求，他们才可以拿到钱的，所以他们可能放一行在上面，他做了就够这样子。
那下一个
Which one?
Post-hospital benefit analysis. We have many different insurance companies, and when the patient purchases that policy, often the patient does not know what their insurance benefit is. So when they're ready to be discharged, we need to find out from the insurance company what the coverage is for the patient, and let the patient know whether or not they have to pay for it, or if the insurance company is going to pay for the visiting nurse or the physical therapist or whatever it is they need when they leave. So we do a post-hospital benefit analysis. So we have a liaison, call the insurance company and find all that information out.
就是保险的问题了。很多人有保险，但是他没有用到的，他不知道他自己可以得到多少的补助的。他们就是要找出病人出院之后，他可能要付啊，不用付啊，他就是告诉病人他的福利是怎么样。他出院之后，又是有护士来帮忙，他保险付吗？还是不付呢？他要告诉那个病人。
It's something that helps out because the case managers don't want to spend their time on the phone with the insurance companies getting all that information. I would rather have them talking with patients and physicians and moving things along, and have someone who earns less money, a liaison, is paid less to do some of these types of tasks.
这些工作呢，就是好像刚才讲的，有另外一个人不是护士去做了，那个主要是跟保险公司打交道的，就是我忘了，3个到5个人在这边打电话，那个就是他们工作，他们不做 ，case manager 不做的一个工作。
Are we ready? Any more questions on that?
这个没有问题了吧？可以去别的。
Ready for the utilization?
这个为什么这个方面，然后为什么就有些录取的？
They do a lot of clerical tasks, like faxing, making phone calls, things like that. They're like a case manager extender. They're usually like someone that just does clerical work. You know what I mean? They're like an assistant or a helper. Kind of.
Right. But calling insurance companies is a great thing for them to do.
They may not be nurse.
No, they may not be a nurse. No, no,
他们
no,
通
no.
常不是。She
We
still
just one company, so not simplified. We just company, one company.
They only have one
insurance company.
about
Single payer.
insurance.
Nice.
MCIMPMSN.
Oh, that's a
Medicare
sorry.
Medicare by law, as of last July, requires that whenever the Medicare patient, which is our governmental payer, whenever they come in the hospital, we have to give them their rights as a Medicare patient. And, go ahead.
其实这边只有美国了，政府的保助了，他们有很多条件要做的医院，就是政府保助的病人进来，他们要给他的告诉他的权利，给他们告诉他们的权利。
And then before discharge, we have to give it to them again.
然后他出院也要告诉他们的权利。
That way, if they're not comfortable with going home, they can say, no, I'm not going. I want to appeal.
所以他们可以说，他们知道他自己的权利，他有权利说，我不要回家，他们就可以拒绝回家。
So we're very busy, so we have to remember to give it, so we made a little box for it.
所以他们因为怎么多小东西要自己去做，所以他一行一行的列出来，他勾就知道是做过了。
他如果做完之后，病人就要出院了，不能再拒绝。
就what depends. After you tell them they're right, they have to leave.
No.
你要做过这方面。
If you do everything, you check everything you do.
Yes.
They can refuse.
They can refuse to leave.
If the Medicare patient, any patient can refuse to leave, okay, but if the Medicare patient says, I do not feel comfortable going home right now, I feel like I need more care before I leave, the patient can call a phone number and call Medicare, or not actually, well, call Medicare and say, I'm not ready to go home, I'm appealing my discharge. So then that automatically puts their discharge on hold for 48 hours. The hospital gets 24 hours to get the hospital record back to Medicare or to whoever they subcontract this job to. We have 24 hours to get them the medical record. They have in turn 24 hours after getting that medical record to get back to the hospital and say, we agree with the hospital, the patient's okay to be discharged, or we agree with the patient needs to stay in the hospital, okay? But then even after that, if the patient still disagrees with the discharge, they could do a reconsideration as well. It's a very long, bureaucratic, complicated process. A lot of patients don't do it because most patients want to go home. Most patients don't want to stay in the hospital, they want to go home. But for some of the patients who want to stay, they have the opportunity to appeal.
他可以了，他就是这个回去是政府补助那些病人呐，他们可以拒绝去离开医院，所以医院呢就要24个小时之内都要送他们档案到那个 Medicaid， 也是 Medicaid 有20个小时回应他们这 totally 总共是48个小时就有决定了，好像他刚才讲 Medicaid 同意医院的话，病人就要走 ；Medicaid 不同意医院，病人可以留下来。但是要是 Medicaid 同意医院叫病人走，病人也可以再拒绝。So after reappeal after the second time, they still submitted the case, the file again? Is it another 48 hours?
After the first 48 hours, if they want to appeal again, then it's 72 hours.
Usually, the patients want 1 or 2 more days,
Yeah.
and then they feel better enough to leave.
通常病人
Yeah.
只是多留1-2天呢，他们说很多病人其实都想回家，很小的 case, very rare like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time. No, 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 no.
Medicare 是什么？
Medicaid 是政府保助的穷人的。
它是一个 department 还是？
It's a government.
It's a government.
Medicare is our government insurance. That's for anyone who is 65 or older and retired, or anyone who is on disability.
这是政府的好像我们65岁之后呢，政府就给我们保险，所以这是政府的。
Medicare，one is Medicare，one is Medicaid。
Medicaid is generally for people who do not have insurance but are considered disabled. In order to qualify for Medicare, you have to have worked so much. Some people that don't work or have not worked long enough get Medicaid.
拒绝之后
Medicaid is a state
医院就会给档案，
Medicaid
病人档案给
Very
Medicare
poor.
American Review 有
，Medicaid
24
is for poor。
Yeah.
回应
Medicare is for the
医的
elderly or disabled.
对，就是两边都有。
所以大家是要听 Medicare 嘛，就是病人如果 say no，他还要 Medicare， 说 OK 要出院
OK
所以那病人就出院嘛。
Medicare.
他也可以在6年就等72个小时了。
Okay.
没用啊，那还是看病人到底，还是要看病人的意思啊，对不对？
也不定啊，其实the patient have a lot of say.
Yes.
Patients have rights. Yes.
他有权利了，他有权利。
They want to make sure you don't violate their rights.
他主要这边美国人权很重要的，美国嘛。
Even for patients who are not citizens of the United States, you can't discharge them.
就是不是公民，他也不可以赶他出去。
Are we ready for the
可
next
以了
one?
吗？可以了吗？
The utilization issue report is the next one in your packet. This addresses all of the issues that occur during a hospital stay that prevent the patient from being discharged timely. There are things that extend the length of stay. Things don't happen timely, decisions aren't made timely, and those can be tracked for what's important to your hospital. You know, things don't happen 7 days a week. In America, on Saturday and Sunday, a lot of things wait until Monday, for example. So that's an issue for the hospital stay because each day is around $1,000. So if you don't do what you need to do on the day it needs to be done, it inflates your bill and extends your length of stay. So I'm sorry.
Oh, no. So this is report, let me understand what you're saying.
No,
This
delay.
report,
Of delay.
this is don't delay, or this is delay report.
This is basically a delay. Its utilization issues are delays.
它这个表就是说医院迟了，他迟了给病人资料，给病人住的医院多一点。他有一个报告之后就知道他做的不好了嘛，这个就是他没有准时出院啊之类的，他要做的时候没有准时做好。
And for some of these issues, they're related to physicians. Some are related to tests and procedures not being done. Some are related to patients and families who don't make decisions timely.
这个报告呢是有时候医生啊没有做好，有些测验啊没有做的准时做好，有些时候是病人跟家人决定没有按时到时候决定。
So what you do when you run reports like this is look for trends and things that are opportunities that you can change.
你看了整个报告之后，就是看看他时常犯错是哪一部分，时常犯的错，你就要那边有改进嘛。
For example, the last time we ran the report for physicians, all the issues related to physicians last year, we had one physician that had a spike of, one doctor had about 11 issues. So you focus on where your problems are.
上一次的报告有一个特别有一个医生，他特别吐了出来，他很多在他的报告里面很多是他的问题。
So your case managers on your units will quickly learn as they keep track of these, what are the recurring problems, and then you have to kind of problem solve on how to work on your problems.
所以 case manager 来说，看有什么这个问题啊，就是看只是问题，就怎么去解决那些问题。
This is, well, what was the other one? That one was kind of...
No utilization issues.
What was this? That's a week.
他们内部自己必须要所做的准备，还是说一定要
他只能得到谁资料？
Different information.
他们的要求，他们要 OK。
I think the next one is the same report, but a little bit of a different information.
How do you determine they were delayed? What guideline, what benchmark you
We have
measure?
well, through the American Case Management Association, hospitals nationwide spent a couple of years deciding what issues we were going to use. Because as you can imagine, everybody had their own set of issues. So we kind of looked nationally to decide what our issues were going to be, so that we could compare one hospital with another and talk about the same thing. I can show you the issue list if you would like it. The
他
types
可
of
以给
issues
你
we
看
track.，
他可以说给你看，因为大部分这个问题都是整个国家的问题。
所以是，比方你对国家也要求他们要
对国家要求。
For some issues, like procedures not being done, what you benchmark is within your institution. What is the goal of the institution for that issue? For some physician issues, it would depend on the chairman of the department, what they internally wanted.
So the physician is national.
Right, it would be within the...
有一些不同的 issue， 不同的做的不好，有不同的背景啊。好像刚才讲这个医生，可能是他医院的要求，这个医生是做的特别不同。但是有一些其他的就是全个国家的要求。好像 testing， 他说这测验的多快啊，多慢啊，就一般国家所有医院通常都是要几天有这个 test 的话，他没有做到。不同的要求有不同的难题了。
And then we have team meetings where we get together and we discuss the utilization issues that have occurred during the previous week or 2 weeks, depending on how often we're meeting. And we can discuss as a team what are the issues. If we're having physical therapy delays, for example, or somebody will have a particularly difficult patient, we'll get together on a once every other week basis to discuss those.
他们2个礼拜才开一次会的，跟一般人在开会啦，要讨论有什么难题了，好像这个是 PT 的为什么维持啊？这个只是举例了，要是有什么困难很困难的病人啊，他们就拿出来讨论怎么去做。
And for the physician issues, Mary Jo and I both meet with the chairman of internal medicine and discuss those physician issues with that person, because he has the power to change it.
就是医生的问题的话，他们就会跟着大医生商量了。
And you have job descriptions of everyone. I think we talked about in your packet.
他们有他们的工作的。
Let's see, there's our job description, there's the case manager's job description,
普通他们下属的工作，这个很好了，你们就可以用这个。
We also, when people start within the department, we have like a checklist. So within their first like 90 days, like their probationary period, you go over like the different skills that we need to utilize so that you can ensure that once they're done with their probationary period, that they've had an adequate training so that they can go out and, you know, do the job that they need to do.
Probation period，他们请那个人有90天之后就给他看看他有没有做到他医院要求的，就是90天他可以把它除掉的，因为是他没有达到要求。这是后面
It's an orientation.
Yeah.
在后面差不多最后，他就是勾他没有做到每一项，他呢有没有达到他的 case manager 的应该做的。
评核表吗？
评核表，90天之后的评核表啊。
没有就把它废掉。
就是啊。
The orientation is very complex. There's a lot to learn. So by 3 to 4 weeks, they're kind of okay to start working, but it takes months to really, you know, be comfortable and good.
3 weeks of just initial orientation,
Yeah.
but it's probably, before someone feels comfortable fully to function on their own, it's probably anywhere from 4 to 6 months.
DGI 是什么
What is DGI for?
Discuss, it's on the
Oh.
last page. Discuss,
There's discussed,
completed under guidance or
Yeah, there's a
independently
legend.
done. Yeah.
就是看的普通，就是看有没有做到，没有做到。
After 3 or 4 weeks, they can pretty much work, and then they're on the phone a lot. Am I doing this right? And then after a few months, they're more independent.
他请人是要把他 train 过才可以的，他要教他，也需要好几个礼拜教他，然后到6个月之后，他才有 case 可以自己去做。DGI 就在后面第3页，什么？你跟他讲过 discuss 啊，G 是，他可以完全自己做，但是啊，他们去帮忙之后，他就可以完成。I 呢就是 independent，他自己可以去做，他就每一项看看他可不可以，他达到什么频道。
Then electronically, we have available at every case manager's workstation access to an electronic database that has a lot of the information we need to do the job. So they don't have to memorize it all.
Yeah.
It's there for them to
他们
refer
电脑
to.
里面很多给他资料啊，教导他们怎么去做了，他们不需要记的，不是记的，都是用电脑。
但是3周啊，第3周，所以大概都是90天。
Autumn is only 3 weeks. You said 90 days.
well, the 3 to 4 weeks is like their initial orientation period, but their probationary period, meaning like, you know, we have 90 days to decide, and the employee has the opportunity to decide, this is not for me, I need to go, I can't do this job. But then within that 90 days, we can also do an evaluation and say, this may not be the right fit for you. You know, there might be something else here you can do, but not this job. Because this is a very, very, you have to be able to juggle a lot. And if you cannot juggle or multitask, it's a difficult job for you. I mean, it's a difficult job anyways, but if you can't do a lot of different things at once and have a lot of things in your head, it's hard. Even though with all the tools, it's still hard.
这个工作是不容易的。他虽然头3个礼拜看他可以做怎么样，但是他给他们90天的机会，但是90天之后才决定，那个人也可以决定留不留，他也决定他留不留，就是90天给他机会。
要完成就对了，因为90
因为
天要完成。
这个编表只有3周而已啊。
他只是看他3周工作。
他可能第3个月发现自己不适合，或下一个月发现不适合，也可以。
So after 6 months, if the employee didn't think he fit the job.
After there's like 90 days. It's like 90 days, 3 months.
3 months.
We kind of, you know, after that we kind of, you know, the employee and the manager and usually our director come together and we kind of have like an evaluation to determine, okay, is this working out? Your employment here will continue, or is there another job within our department that you could do that is not as busy or as task-oriented as this? Most people are able to do this with a lot of support. There are some people who early on realize, oh no, too busy for me, can't do it. Some people don't feel comfortable talking to doctors that much or coming up with plans. It all depends upon if you're real clinically competent, you can do the job. Like a nurse like that just came out of school probably would not feel comfortable doing this job. You have to have a few years of experience in order to do the job. Because if you don't know how to take care of patients in the hospital, then you don't know what kind of support they're going to need once they go home. So a lot of the people that do come in our department are people that have had a lot of experience. We don't generally have people that come right from school. You know what I'm saying?
他通常那个工作不是容易的工作，跟很多人交往，医生啊、病人啊、家人啊，这是工作是不容易了，不只是钱方面了。一个人可不可以做得到，他喜不喜欢去做，就是一方面了。所以他90天之后，就是所有他们老板都跟他谈，你应该留下来不留下。其实90天之后，他们讲话比他们决定的比较多了。就是你说6个月之后他们不想，当然他也可以走啊，就是他自己决定，但是90天是他们决定比较多了。
These ladies have to be somewhere by 3 o'clock.
3:45. But the van will pick them up at
okay. You might want to go to the units then now.
Okay. We're going to go over to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
我们去医院看他的医院。
你要不要看他们的资讯系统？
什么资讯系统？
不用，不是要看他。